Greetings and welcome to Education 385, History, Culture, and Society. I'm Professor Kinsey and I'm really looking forward to learning with you together this semester. Before we start on week 1, a few logistical reminders in case you didn't watch the introductions video. Please take a moment to read the course syllabus, review the course schedule, join Slack, and complete the welcome survey. We will be using Slack instead of wikis or Blackboard discussion board. I like Slack because it's something that people can use on their phone or on their computer or laptop or iPad. Also, it allows us to discuss in real time rather than waiting several days for someone to respond to a post. You can add video conferencing as well. We will not be using that function. We will be starting in week 2 where you will be meeting once a week to review the reading with a small group. I will be using Google Suite, not Microsoft, so you'll find that a lot of the assignments are going to have you make a forced copy of a Google Doc or a Google Slide or a Google Sheet. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're logged into your Laverne account and that you're completing all of these assignments in Google. Please do not submit anything in Word or PowerPoint. I actually don't have Microsoft Office on my computer, but PDF is acceptable. We have a new textbook for me. It's called Dynamic Social Studies. I do not know if the old version is the same as the new version because I haven't used it before. But we can use our best to match the page numbers. If you want to get an older version, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to the assignment the titles that say read from this part to this point. So instead of just the pages, it'll be the pages and also the subheading so that you can see hopefully match up if you're using an older version of the book. So please complete the welcome survey this week and really think about the times that are given as choices. You'll be meeting once a week to chat on Slack with a group regarding the textbook reading. And I will read the chat on Slack because I will also be a member. And that's how I will gauge whether or not you've read and have an understanding of the content. If at any time you need to switch reading groups, please do not hesitate to ask. That's fine. We can be fluid as needs change for family or for work. All right, let's take a look at week 1. The focus of week 1 is Foundations of Social Studies and the Social Studies Standards. So here's your week at a glance. You're going to join Slack, complete the welcome survey, do the chapter 1 reading and post, which will be whole class this week. And then you're going to do an assignment evaluating the California Content Standards and California Framework for History. And then you're going to do a Slack welcome post. All right, so let's take a look at Slack. So you're going to join Slack, and there's a specific link that I've put on Blackboard for you. Let's take a look at Blackboard. Here we are in Blackboard. I will be using Blackboard Ultra. This is new to me, as I'm sure it's new to you, so we'll all work through it together. At the top of Blackboard is the course materials, and you expand on the right. So I know a lot of the features used to be on the left. It's more like a stream now, and you expand on the right by toggling here. So here's this course schedule, syllabus, and the Slack invite link. If I was to print anything, it would be the course schedule. The syllabus is mostly sort of the fine print for the university, but the course schedule is something that will guide you week by week. All right, so we're in week 1, social studies, the whole pictures, and the standard. Okay, so you're going to click on join Slack. And the way that Blackboard Ultra works is you have to go down to view assessment. This is an assessment even though it's an assignment. And then here's the link to invite to Slack, and then you can submit it. You don't actually need to turn anything in here on Blackboard. I'll check Slack to see if you've joined. I'd also like you to complete the welcome survey. Again, this is very important because this is going to help me to create the groups for reading discussions. You can find the welcome survey on Blackboard. Let's take a look. So the welcome survey is here. If you click on welcome survey and view assessment, again, anything with points is called an assessment for some reason. And you click on the link to the survey. This is a Google form that you'll complete, and make sure you're really specific on what days you want to do your reading discussion group. Again, you don't need to submit anything here on Blackboard. I'll check that you completed it in the Google form. You'll be reading all of Chapter 1 in the Dynamic Social Studies and then completing a post on Slack as a whole class about your understanding of Chapter 1 and their guiding questions on Blackboard. Let's take a look at Blackboard. Here's the Chapter 1 reading. Go to View Assessment. And then you're going to post it to, this is a direct link to the Chapter 1 thread on Slack, and you're just going to discuss these questions. What is the difference between intradisciplinary and interdisciplinary instruction in social studies? What is the benefit of interdisciplinary instruction? And give an example of how one social studies discipline could be taught interdisciplinary. And again, you don't need to post anything here to Blackboard. I'll check on Slack if you've posted. Then you're going to be completing the Evaluate Standards assignment. This is a Google Doc where you'll be evaluating social studies standards at a grade level of your choosing. Let's take a look at this assignment on Blackboard. This is the bigger assignment for the week. It's evaluating the California Content Standards and Framework. Again, you have to click on View Assessment. This is going to be a forced copy. So when you click on this, it's going to force you to make a copy of your own, and then want you to just share it to this email address. I have two email addresses. One is for emailing me and one is for Google Docs. I don't know why, but I do. So if you're going to share anything with me, it's going to be this one. And then you can just mark as done and complete or complete in Blackboard. If you need to just write the words complete in here so that you've finished it, then that's fine, but you'll have shared it with me. Okay, once you open the assignment, this is what it's going to look like. Make sure you share it with me, okay? You're going to find a lesson that's out there or create a lesson for your grade level. Please be very simple with this. This is not about lesson planning. This is about standards. So it's absolutely acceptable to take a lesson that you can find either from a prior semester or from the internet. I do not use teachers, pay teachers. It's not worth it for this. And you're just going to do a brief description of the lesson, then find the standards that match: the California Content Standards, the California Framework, which is different, and the Common Core Standards, okay? And this is a link for the content standards. Then the framework is here, and what you're going to do is pick 3 standards that match on the content and the framework, and you're going to evaluate. And this is an example here. So here I am comparing Content Standard 10.2 and Framework Standard 1, okay? And so here's the content standard, here's the framework standard, and I am comparing them and explaining if I think that that was better or worse, okay? So you're going to do that 3 times. So these are the examples for you here. Again, you don't need to turn this into Blackboard. Then finally, you're going to create a Slack welcome post introducing yourself to the class, and there's a link to this on Blackboard. And then the final task is the Slack welcome post. And you're just going to go to this direct link for the Slack welcome post, and then just give your name, a favorite social studies lesson that you had as a student, and any other introductory information you feel comfortable sharing. I hope you have a wonderful week as you complete the first semester of fall 2020. Please send me an email anytime you have a question or a message on Slack. It is never a bother to hear from my students or to answer a clarifying question. I'm here for you. That's the whole purpose of this. If I ever make a mistake, please let me know. I'm not a robot, so that's going to happen. But I really feel like we're going to have a great semester together. All right, take care, guys.